We are halfway through the day. It is time to talk about Ubisoft's conference, or is it Ubisoft? I don't know. I switch back and forth a lot. You'll probably hear that switch back and forth within this very video. Anyway, let's get started. Let's talk about video games. I don't really have a lot to say about Ubisoft's games, but they do put on a hell of a show. It's always such a joy to watch their conferences. For example, they started off this year with a giant parade with a dancing panda, all this for Just Dance 2019. Now, I'm not gonna play Just Dance 2019, I am not gonna even buy it, I'm not even gonna talk about it, but I just wanted to highlight this because it's just so silly and so whimsical. Ubisoft really knows how to have fun at these things, and that's always good. One of the bigger things at their show was Beyond Good and Evil 2. They showed another cinematic gameplay trailer, and look, I don't have a lot to say about this either. I did not play that first game, and I don't really have any strong opinions about this next game. But there is something that happened at the end of that segment that I do want to talk about. I'll start with the trailer. It looks really good. That is some incredible CG they have there. All the animal people look really gross, but in a good way. Then at the end of the trailer, the main character of the previous game shows up and looks like she's evil. This is a prequel, so I don't know how that ties in, but I bet fans of Beyond Good and Evil are really excited about it. The thing that rubbed me the wrong way was at the end of the conference, they brought up Joseph Gordon-Levitt to talk about how fans of the game can submit their work so they can be included in Beyond Good and Evil 2. This is happening through a partnership with Joseph Gordon-Levitt's company Hit Record, which is a creative collaboration project where people come together and make short films. The problem that I have with this is that it sounds like crowdsourcing assets or spec work. You know, doing free work for exposure. This might be a hard concept to grasp if you're not in a creative field, but let me try to explain it a little bit. This isn't the same thing as fan art. It's not the same as you creating something on your own for yourself based off something that you really care about. This is a large company asking you to make something to put in their commercial product. The messaging on stage was done fairly poorly. There was no indication that these artists would be getting compensated for their work. After the show, it eventually did come out that there is a pool of money that will be split amongst the artists depending on what gets in the game and what doesn't. So while it's not ideal, it is something. But the main takeaway here is that Ubisoft is essentially taking the idea of spec work and wrapping it in this package of come help shape this game that you will probably love. And that's a little unnerving. And that's essentially the point I want to get through. Just if you're an artist or another creative out there who is trying to do some work, you deserve to get paid for it. Okay, so that got a little serious, I know, but we're gonna keep talking about some fun video games, don't worry. Let's move on to some quick things, nothing that I want to talk too heavily about, but I want to mention them in the video regardless. Ubisoft showed off a larger demo of Skull and Bones, their pirate game. It looks pretty damn good, the water is really nice, I love me some good video game water, but this game is definitely not for me. I am in the minority in that I do not enjoy the boat stuff in the Assassin's Creed games, and this game is essentially that, but, taken out and expanded upon a bit. There are a lot of people who feel the opposite though, so this is the game for them, and I am glad they will have something like that. They also showed off Starlink, which is a space shooter game, I think, but the gimmick is that you can buy little spaceships to attach to your controller, and adding new parts to it will add new parts to your spaceship in the game. They also had a little surprise at the end of that trailer where they showed Star Fox. I guess Ubisoft's relationship with Nintendo has gotten really good because now they're putting Star Fox in this Toys to Life game, which, Toys to Life has been kind of dead for the past few years, so we'll see how that goes. Next, For Honor is now free on PC for a limited time. You can go download it on the Ubisoft client until June 18th, no cost to you. They're also adding some DLC, which I think you still need to purchase, which adds a 4x4 PvP mode. And finally here we have some more news on The Division 2. They focused a lot more on the endgame content in this part of the conference. They talked about The Division 2's Year 1 plans, how they will have 3 separate DLC content packs, they call them episodes, that will include story missions and other things, including a raid, and that it will be all completely free. But now for the big thing at their show is Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which of course was leaked quite a little while ago, but here we got some good extended gameplay of what that game could be. Odyssey takes place in 450 BC, which is even way before Origins, so in this game, there isn't an Assassin's Creed Brotherhood yet. It takes place in Greece, if you couldn't guess that by the whole Odyssey thing, and they were very quick to mention on stage that this game dives deeper into the RPG aspects of Origins. You can choose your character in the beginning, you play either as a male or a female, and you don't switch back and forth like you did in Syndicate. There are dialogue options when you're talking to to NPCs, and it seems like they did some more stuff with the gear and the skill tree. This game being set in Greece also means the return of the boat aspects a lot more this time, because, you know, Greece has all these little islands you can travel to. So that's a bit of a bummer on my end, but that aspect of those games are always well received, and I'm not really going to complain too much about it. What I will complain a little bit about is that I am kind of tired of Assassin's Creed. I was happy to see it take a 1-year break when Origins came out, and a little disappointed to see it coming back on this yearly release schedule, at least for this year. 1 year, while a good break, just didn't feel like enough for me, and that's even as someone who enjoyed Origins quite a lot, more than any other Assassin's Creed game since Brotherhood. All that said, I'm still probably gonna pick it up because I am part of the problem, and I will just play an Assassin's Creed game because I need to know what the fuck is happening in those games. I'm also really into the color palette and the vibe of this new world. It is just lush and colorful and just really gorgeous. Odyssey comes out October 5th this year, and that was the end of the Ubisoft conference. Again, nothing huge, nothing really groundbreaking, but like I said earlier, Ubisoft shows are always really fun to watch. They are a company that seems to understand that this is a time to celebrate video games and just let it all loose and have some fun, and that is really just a good thing overall. Anyway, that's it for now. We'll be back with Sony and Nintendo, which are the last things left on the list. Yeah, that's all I have to say. I don't have anything else to say. All right, thank you for watching. Bye!